So you live in Lacey, Washington, and you've got a dog. You know that finding the right trainer is a pretty big deal, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through everything you need to know to pick a great one, feeling totally confident about your choice.
You know, life with a dog in Lacey means you're out and about. You might be enjoying the trails over at Woodland Creek Park one minute and running errands downtown the next. Having a dog who's well-behaved just makes all of those experiences so much better for you, your dog, and everyone around you.
So, to help you figure this all out, we're going to break it down into 5 key things. We'll start with training methods, then get into the different programs and what they cost. We'll also decode what all those letters after a trainer's name mean, give you a checklist of questions to ask, and then wrap up with some local Lacey rules and resources you'll want to know.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about the training method. Honestly, this choice is probably the most important one you'll make because it really sets the tone for your entire relationship with your dog.
The approach that nearly all humane behavior experts recommend is called positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. It just means you reward your dog for doing the things you want them to do. And it's so effective because it turns learning into a fun game and builds a really strong bond of trust between you two.
As you start your search, you'll find there are really 2 main camps. On one side, you have reward-based methods, which are all about teaching your dog what to do. On the other side, you have methods based on intimidation or punishment, which focus on stopping unwanted behavior. These can often create bigger problems, like fear or anxiety, which is why they're not recommended.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the practical stuff. What kinds of programs are out there in Lacey? And, what's it going to cost you?
The 2 most popular options you'll see are group classes and private sessions. Group classes are awesome for helping your dog learn to focus with other dogs and people around, and they're usually easier on the wallet. Private sessions, on the other hand, are totally customized for you and are perfect for tackling specific issues that happen right in your home, like polite greetings at the door.
And here's a look at what you can probably expect to pay in Lacey, based on 2025 numbers. A multi-week group class usually falls somewhere between $150 and $280. A single private lesson is often in that $100 to $180 range. And then, as you can see, the more intensive options like a board and train are a much bigger financial commitment.
All right, next up, certifications. I know, this part can look like a bunch of alphabet soup after someone's name, but it's actually a really good way to see how serious a trainer is about their education and their profession.
Yeah, so you've seen it, right? A trainer's name followed by a bunch of letters. What on earth do they all mean? Let's decode a few of the big ones you're most likely to come across.
Okay, so if you see CPDT-UK, that tells you the trainer has passed a major exam on how dogs learn and professional ethics. KPA-CTP, that means they've gone through a really intensive hands-on program focused on positive reinforcement. And if you see CBCCKU, that's an advanced credential for someone who deals with more complex stuff like serious fear or aggression.
And this is really why this matters so much. In Washington state, there's no official license for dog trainers. Basically, anyone can print up a business card and call themselves a trainer. So these certifications, they're how the real professionals show they're committed to upholding high standards and using up-to-date humane methods.
Okay, so you've done your research, you've got a short list of trainers. Now what? It's time to actually talk to them. This section is your cheat sheet for that all-important conversation.
You'll find that a lot of trainers in the Lacey area offer some kind of free phone call or initial consultation. You should absolutely take them up on it. Think of it as your chance to interview them and just get a gut feeling if they're the right person for you and your dog.
So what should you ask? Here's a quick checklist. Start by asking what methods and equipment they use. Ask about their credentials and how they keep learning. You also want to know how they'll create a plan specifically for your dog, how you'll track progress, and of course, get a clear breakdown of the costs and their cancellation policy. Okay, last section. Let's bring all this training know-how back home to our community. Being a responsible dog owner in Lacey also means knowing the local rules of the road.
And this is a big one. The city of Lacey is specific. Your dog's leash has to be 6 feet long or shorter whenever you're in a public area. The only exception is if you're inside a marked off-leash dog park. It's a simple rule that just keeps everyone safe and comfortable.
A few other things to keep on your radar. A rabies vaccine isn't just a good idea, it's state law. And Thurston County requires that all dogs over 6 months old be licensed. Oh, and it's also good to know that nonstop barking can actually be a nuisance violation, which is another area where a good trainer can be a huge help. So, where can you go to practice all these new skills?
Well, for some off-leash fun, the dog parks at Woodland Creek and Huntamar are fantastic. If you're working on polite leash walking with some distractions, the trails at Chambers Lake Park are perfect. And for any official county info, Thurston County Animal Services is your go-to source.
When you put it all together, what does this lead to? It just means having a better, less stressful, and more enjoyable life with your dog right here in Lacey. Whether you're at the park, just walking down your street, or chilling at home, it makes everything better for everyone.
Choosing a trainer is just the first step on what can be a really fun and rewarding path. We wish you and your dog the absolute best as you get started on this training journey together.